Ready.
Hi, I'm Richard Carlton. This is another one of our live events here on Google Hangout with the team from drypractice.com and also some of our testers who've been testing the software and giving us feedback. And we've been getting some questions about why we created the app. I mean, I want to jump out here real quick to Zach and Jeff. I know you've both been fielding questions from some of our testers. I mean, what are they asking about this?
A question that keeps coming up is why did you create the app?
Yeah, the app was primarily created to provide a compelling training tool for dry practice. People go to FrontSight, they spend a lot of money going to FrontSight. It's not inexpensive to go there. Ammunition costs are very high right now. Even getting the ammunition can be a challenge. And so the idea was that you would go to FrontSight, you would get this great training, but then you need a way of maintaining your skill set and your muscle memory after you've left FrontSight, before your next trip back out there. So the idea with the Dry Practice app, it's actually been on the cooker for a while, you know, on the stove, where we were thinking about this idea, but we could never quite make it work because the critical piece of the Dry Practice app is the voice activation. It's one of the questions that Jeff had. Jeff, you had a question about the shot timer idea. You know, isn't the Dry Practice app just some sort of fancy, expensive shot timer, right?
Mm-hmm. That's right. There's a lot of people that have been wondering if it's just a fancy shot timer or what is it? What does it do?
You know, and the typical shot timer is one of these boxes like this, and it gives you your times, and it beeps, and it goes off, and you know, the whole idea is that this tells you maybe when you're going to pull your weapon. It'll tell you maybe if you're firing live ammunition, how long it took you to fire, but it gives you your start and stop times on a drill. And the problem is, you know, if you're going to actually learn and do dry practice, you have to sit and program all the times. You have to know how far you are from the targets, and it doesn't really interact with you. All it does is it sits and complains. It beeps. And so people say, well, it's a shot timer. Well, yeah, this is a shot timer. What the app that we have is an interactive virtual instructor. And it actually talks to you, speaks to you, gives you range commands. So as you're sitting and you're going through the drills, you're actually getting the commands. If the range is clear, present to the ready, right? So you're going to present to the ready. You're going to check for an unloaded weapon. You're going to say, oh, I have a magazine in here. You're going to pocket the magazine. You're going to confirm your weapon's unloaded. You're going to be ready to go. It actually verbally instructs you and walks you through dry practice. It coaches you through the dry practice, not a beeper. Now, there are beeps in it, but the beeps are really secondary. The primary impact of the app is one that verbally instructs you. It gives you guidance. It walks you through the same range commands that you're going to have at FrontSight. And so that's the value of the Dry Practice app. Now, what made the Dry Practice app practical, like I said, we've been talking about it for a long time, was the voice control. Getting the programming set so we could actually yell at or speak to the app so that as you do a drill, you are pointed in, finger on the trigger, ready, click, you know, you do your 3-meter drill, and then when you're done, you do it at your own speed, right? So some people are going to be slower. Some people are going to come out of the holster, and they're going to be, you know, click, and it's going to be very quick. And so the problem was to make an app that would interact and give each person, both the slow people and the fast people, a rich experience. And this voice-activated app does that. So it sits there. It actually waits for you to finish the drill, and then you say, ready, or next, or whatever you want to yell at the app to tell it to continue, and it knows to continue on with the next drill. So it takes the training at your pace. It's voice activated, and it runs at your speed. So if you're slow, it's fine, it waits for you. If you're fast, it runs right along with that as well. So that's the whole benefit of the Dry Practice app. Now, Dry Practice itself is super valuable these days because of the cost of ammunition. You want to maintain your skill set with your muscle memory. So as you are out, if you have a concealed weapon permit, or you're in a state where there's open carry and you have the weapon on you, and something happens out in front of you, you want to have the muscle memory to be able to automatically present to the weapon to the ready, be able to deal with it. You don't want to be thinking about, oh, I got to get my gun out. I got to flip my safety off if I have a safety. I have to do all these sorts of mechanical actions with the weapon. Meanwhile, you got this guy or person over here that's doing potentially bad things, threatening you, attacking someone. Maybe they're already attacking. Maybe bullets are coming over your head. You know, spears and sharp knives and pointy things are coming at you. And you want to make sure that you're focused on that person, that threat, and not on the mechanics of operating this weapon system. So, oh yeah, did I insert a magazine correctly? Oh no, is it in here like this? Oh, do I really have to rack it? Oh no, what do I do if it's emergency reload? The whole idea is that you develop muscle memory. So this process is completely automatic, and that way you can focus entirely on the threat out there in front of you and not on the mechanics of operating the pistol. So that's the primary focus of the Dry Practice app. It's not going to beep at you incessantly, beep, 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 and then you have to program the times. The Dry Practice app is going to talk to you. It walks you through the training, and then it will beep and tell you the times that you should be shooting for as you shoot at 3 meters, your close range, or you back out to 5 meters, or maybe you're doing a dedicated failure to stop drill. It's going to give you those times to let you know how you're doing, but the beeps are really secondary in the app. So it's not a shot timer. It's a one-of-a-kind virtual front sight instructor that we stuffed into a mobile app, and that's available for people to take home on their iPhone, their iPad, or their Android device. Miles, any questions that you're seeing from the testers?
I think you covered most of it. Pretty much explained why we created it, and it's definitely a need to stay on top of your practicing, and it's like having a front sight instructor right there in your phone.
Yeah, and that's the operative thing. People need to, as users, evaluate the software. They say, oh, well, you know, it's an expensive mobile app. Well, okay, so how much ammo are you going to save with this in the first week that you use it, or the first month that you use it? And is it going to keep your muscle memory sharp? If you go and purchase a shot timer, even if you get a cheap one or use one from a friend, a device that just beeps at you that you have to program, is that going to motivate you and empower you to want to sit and do drills in your house or in your backyard somewhere? And the general answer is no. You have the front sight manual, the Dry Practice manual, which is a great reference, but the book doesn't talk to you. It doesn't say, hey, let's go do this. Because once you start the app going, it's kind of on automatic and say, okay, we're going to do a drill, 5 of these drills, 3-meter drill. Here we go. Here's number 1. Click, and then ready to go. Oh, we're going to go again, and it keeps you going. And you can actually even do a complete walkthrough of the handgun skills test. You can do it kind of at a challenge mode where it's a little faster and more challenging, or you can do it kind of in a slower pace mode. But that's a complete walkthrough of the shooting all the way 3 and 5 and 7, 10, 15 meters. Headshots, the whole enchilada, including malfunctions and reloads. The whole deal is in there. So it gives you a complete opportunity to tune up your muscle memory in between your trips to front sight. So hopefully that answers all the questions. I think that wraps it up for this hangout here with the drypractice.com team. Feel free to share this video with everyone. Post your comments, post your photos, post your videos, and we'll see you next time at the range.